Okay. And have you set the link so that
I haven't posted any link yet. Do you want me to?
to post a link so that if Lauren is actually, isn't Lauren the only one away? Is anyone else away? Well, the case hasn't come to court yet. He has to be contacted by the court, so he'll be contacted. Well, when it's on, I hope you'll come. Yeah, be great. But unfortunately, when the local court starts, yeah, we should. Yeah, especially if we're all at home, we'll just meet at the court. When the case is listed, you turn up in the morning and they tell you, like, all these cases are listed. You don't get a time. You're not guaranteed, so you could be there all day waiting for your case. Anyway, you can watch it. What's that?
Will he come?
Probably not.
If he doesn't come, what's the punishment?
Well, the worst that can happen is, which is what was always going to happen, he's going to have to pay it. The court makes an order about him paying it.
Okay.
But then, like, how do we enforce it? That's the question, isn't it? If he doesn't pay it, then it just becomes more hassle. All right, so we're recording this, and all I'm doing is I'm setting up the general things of what we're going to do. So last period we went through that PowerPoint, which is on Edmodo, and just get up the PowerPoint now. Flick through the last few slides. There's quite a lot of information and opinion, isn't there, on that? Weird when I can see myself. Turn around so I can't see myself. Then no one can see anything. I put it on me, but like the camera the other way.
You can't do that.
It's only a one-way camera.
It's a webcam. It's not an iPad.
Yeah, I know, you're right. There's no camera on it. Silly. So yeah, just what we'll do is, yeah, I just will try not to. Do you turn off?
Or put like a screen in front of it. If you go on to Safari, just drag the window in front.
It's still recording.
That's nice. Okay. All right. So yeah, because then you just continue to look at yourself and there, hello, Mr. Palmer. Good idea. So all right. So last period, we got a lot of information there, and you've also been reading. Let's remember, you've also been reading about this issue, and you should have quotes. I've got some good statistics there. And what we want to do is we want to write something which is quite lengthy now. Let's say we're aiming for between 400 and 500 words, maybe even up to 600 words, where we're writing a section of our essay about this issue. The issue being something to do with conflict and custody, right, and alienation. You sort of bracket that whole thing together. Conflict, custody, alienation, parenting orders. And that becomes a distinct, discrete thing that we can insert into any different question. Does that make sense? So while we practice this, let's practice it for the first time with a question which is just something like, evaluate the effectiveness of the legal system in relation to family law. Really simple. And then we say, okay, now inside that essay, we've decided to talk about custody and alienation as an issue, and we're going to write that section. That's all right. This is going out to the world now, Lucy, and you'll be the first person mentioned to our millions of followers as not paying attention in class. Okay, so the activity I want you to do today is finish off the rest of that PowerPoint. Are there any questions? Okay, so I'll just give you a few seconds to do that now. Finish off the PowerPoint. Are there any questions? I put in some statistics there. There are some more quotes. Any major questions from that? Pretty straightforward. Okay, I think we've covered all the main things we need to cover. It's now just a question of putting it together. What I want to do is, Megan, what are the main things we need to do in a section in legal studies writing? Number one, we've got to know the law. You can see where the law is. We've got to know the process, right? We've got to have cases and we've got to have opinion. Okay? So everyone write down this question. Evaluate the effectiveness of the legal system in relation to family law. Very basic question. Okay? You are now going to answer that question in relation to custody alienation/alienation. Okay? Yep. Evaluate the effectiveness of the law in relation of the legal system in relation to family law. Okay? Just something as simple as that. It's just basically an evaluate the effectiveness question. Of course, you know, you can refine this later and think about, you know, if they focused on one of the themes and challenges. If it was about, you know, law reform, it was about community attitudes or so on, you would change it. We'll just write it very generally. Now, I want you to get back into the groups that you were in to investigate the particular cases. Okay? So who was doing, for instance, Rolton v. Rolton? Okay? You're in a group. What are some of the other cases? Can you just move around and be in the groups of the people you did the cases with? Just shout out your case, whichever one you did. The Rolton case?
Yes.
All right. Who else?
Ward versus Ward.
Ward, the Ward case. Which other cases? The Silver case, yep. Okay, are you sitting with those people? You're going to have to join one then. Megan, what were you doing? The Rolton case? All right, now I want each group to create a Google Doc, post it on Edmodo, and then I want to see collaborative writing. I want to see you writing together to answer that question. You know, doing the law, doing the basic processes, doing their opinion, the media, the idea of alienation, integrating that particular case. All right? Is everyone good on that? And that's what we're going to do for the rest of the period. And then we're going to look at answers and we're going to go through them together next period. Okay? You've got the weekend to work on that. This will be our first section. All right? So, Brianna, we can stop that now.